All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol FCEL, Fuelcell Energy Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So there's some points here we were looking at in the previous videos, and we're getting closer to them. We broke through this one here at 1076, and we have the next one here at 1030. So those are some important points right now in the short term that we are watching, and we want to watch closely due to the fact that that was one of the lows here on the way up, and 1030 is the lowest point in this bearish run before this slight recovery. So we want to see here if this is going to do some consolidating behavior. If it does that and it holds itself up above 1030, or it gets close to it and brings itself back up and does this consolidating behavior, there could be an opportunity for this to start to work its way up, right? Like how I did here, slowly but surely, and then we went up to newer highs. Slowly but surely went up to newer highs. So we need to watch carefully here how FCL stock is doing, Fuelcell Energy Inc. is doing moving forward, because it's in a very subtle downward movement. We're trying to watch it. I want to see what's going on moving next. If this is going to pull up and then pull right back down. This needs to hold up above the 1030 range. If that gets broken through, the next point would be down here at 910. So that's a big jump. That's a whole $1.20 on the way down. So let's keep these numbers in mind. But right now, the tug of war is on. And let's move our support and resistance to their new locations based off the last couple hours of the day. And then I want to talk about the highest point before this started to fall and reach newer lows before it actually ended up in bearish territory, because it's very important. So the 50-day moving average is up here at 1129. As long as we're below it, we're in bearish territory. The moment we're above it, we're in bullish territory. So I want every single investor to be aware of this. Pay close attention to this and keep that in mind. Now, we broke through it today. So yesterday it brought itself back up, and then today it actually pulled itself down big time. So the tug of war was on, and the highest point before it fell, I know that we have this candlestick here, but this is a bearish candlestick. The last bullish candlestick before that was up here at 1148, and then it started to pull itself deeper into bearish territory. So that's going to be a very important resistance level moving forward once the 50-day moving average is crossed and this does start to work its way up. So I want every single investor to be aware of that, pay close attention to that, and keep that in mind. Now, here we are with our support. Our support level, we're currently at 1071, and our support level is 1041. If 1041 gets broken through, we are not that far away from the 1030 mark, and that's a newer low that we just reached after this recovery and continuing this subtle downward movement. And when you look at the bigger picture, it's very subtle. There's a lot of movement going on, but we want to keep that in mind. That's the direction we're going in. We're going in that downward direction. So super important to watch these numbers. There should be a consolidation forming sideways moving forward from here. If not, this will continue that pattern, and we may break through newer lows that we need to be mindful of and watchful. So very important to watch how this reacts if it breaks through 1041. Keep it in mind that we're already in bearish territory. Breaking through 1041 just means we're getting deeper into it and further away from the 50-day moving average. So I want every single investor to be aware of this. Now, then comes 1030, 1031, give or take. And that's the point we really want to keep a close eye on, how this stock is reacting between 1041 and 1030, 1031, give or take. And are the bulls trying to reappear, or are the bears tearing this one down pretty fast? Super important to keep that in mind. Now, another thing too, the 50-day moving average is way up here at 1129. Now, the bulls definitely have to break through this resistance, but I want every single investor to be aware that breaking through this resistance does not signify that the 50-day moving average is going to be crossed or that it's guaranteed to be crossed. I want every single investor to pay close attention to that and be aware of that. We have our support that needs to be formed here. This is our resistance, 1076 needs to be turned into a support. That's the support that needs to be formed there. That's our resistance currently, 1076, not 46. Once again, excuse me for that, and I just want to reiterate and apologize for that. But 1076 does need to be broken through and turn into a support. Now, if that can be broken through and turn into a support, the bulls are on their way up to newer highs and newer resistance levels, which will signify that we're getting closer to the 50-day moving average, but it does not guarantee. That's what I want investors to be aware of, that the bulls will break through it. This is just an indicator for us investors to know where the momentum is heading. If the bulls can turn it into a support and start to pull away from it, the momentum can continue. And the more it continues, the more resistance levels and the more resistance levels and the more resistance levels will be broken through. So you want to keep that in mind. As resistance levels are being broken through, they start turning into supports. And once they turn into supports, they continue to pull up. But it doesn't guarantee until the bulls break through the 50-day moving average that they're getting back into bullish territory. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen, and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here, and I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like, for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88, and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps, and it was down here at 33.02, and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out, see for yourselves, and my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.